room with Auburn coach Sonny Smith.
Let our point get it back. Whoever's got it, bring it down. Go get in the stack, pop out, run your play. If you have a problem in that area, you go straight into breakdown. If the crowd's so loud you can't hear the play, run the play that you were in the time before. Got it? Now, fellas.
This is ABC's College Basketball. The Runnin' Rebels of UNLV, number 3 in the rankings, and the Auburn Tigers, number 18 in the national polls. Though the world knows best, this scene in Las Vegas, the glitter of the Strip. This man bosses one of the most successful shows in town, Jerry Tarkanian, basketball coach, UNLV. Leading the Running Rebels, big Armin Gilliam, 6'9", 230, who found his way from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, via junior college to UNLV. They call him the Hammer, and there's a good reason for it. Despite his soft touch, he is the big man. And Freddie Banks and Gerald Patio, 2 marksmen who have helped UNLV lead the nation in scoring in Division I. The three-pointer, their specialty. Banks and Patio both better than 40% in three-point shots. And so, for that matter, is the whole Rebel team. The Runnin' Rebels a long way from home today to play the Auburn Tigers. If you remember, Auburn beat them in the 3rd round of the NCAA tournament last season, 70-63. Jeff Moore and Frank Ford had a hand in that win and are key people in the Tigers' 12-5 record this year. Auburn physically strong, board bangers, and perhaps settling to a steady pace. And Auburn, with a big win over tough Florida yesterday, braced for a run today at the 20-1 UNLV Runnin' Rebels, ABC's college basketball. And it's a sign of the growth of college basketball in the Southeastern Conference, as this Coliseum on the campus at Auburn University is sold out and filled to the rafters. It's also testimony, I think, to the growth of the attractiveness of Jerry Tarkanian's Runnin' Rebels, because the Rebels sell them out wherever they go. And today's game between UNLV and Auburn, brought to you by the U.S. Armed Forces. It's a great place to start. By Bud Light, everything else is just a light. By Vicks Sinex. With Sinex, you feel better in seconds, plus it keeps you breathing for hours. You have here in Nevada, Las Vegas today a team that is reasonably well rested. But the disadvantage for them is they have traveled a long way to Auburn's court to play them. In the case of Auburn, they had a very hard game yesterday against a conference foe, a tough Florida team, and they beat them 81-68 in their most complete game of the season. Now then, let's turn to Dick Vitale and talk about today's matchup. And the Runnin' Rebels are called Runnin' Rebels for a reason, aren't they?
Well, they're called Runnin' Rebels, Keith, because of the great pressure defense. They R&R. They rip and run. They want to use the full court. They're led by Father Flanagan of coaching, Mr. Jerry Tarkanian, a guy that knows what winning's all about. But I love their inside and outside attack. Freddie Banks is a downtown shooter, and he's a premier player. And down in the boxes, they got a real Clydesdale, Armin Gilliam. I'm telling you, this is going to be excitement galore here today, Keith.
Auburn beat them last year in the 3rd round of the NCAA, and they basically beat him with a marvelous game from Chuck Person. He's no longer here, but they also beat him banging the board.
Well, they got a great rebounding team. When you look at Auburn's front court, you're looking at 3 NBA first-rounders. Chris Morris is an Evel Knievel in shorts. He can absolutely play above the rim. The big horse inside, we really like him, Jeff Moore. He's a tough competitor. And then they got a kid that's absolutely superb as a shooter, 6'9", physical Michael Jones. The court is loaded with great athletes. I'm excited. The question mark is this. Auburn cannot allow this to become the Indianapolis Raceway with Jerry Tarkanian playing the role of Mario Andretti. It has to become a little bit like Times Square, or it'll be blowout city at celebration time in Nevada, Las Vegas.
Half-court game will favor Auburn.
Yep.
Wide open, metal to metal, favors the Rebels. For today's 2 teams, University of Nevada, Las Vegas with a record of 20-1. Starting on the front line, Armin Gilliam, number 35, 6'9", 230, senior, Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Gerald Patio, number 23, 6'8", 195, junior, Rayne, Louisiana. Also up front with him, Jarvis Bass Knight, Straight leaper at 6'8", 190 in Detroit, Michigan. In the backcourt for our UNLV, it'll be Freddie Banks, number 13, 6'2", 155, lives in Las Vegas. And Mark Wade, number 10, who leads the nation in assists with over 11 per game average. He is out of San Pedro, California. The coach is Jerry Tarkanian, 14th year. His record remarkable, 3-4-0 and 82. Now for the Auburn Tigers. Their starting lineup for today's game. Chris Morris, 6'8", 210, number 34 on the front line out of Atlanta, Georgia, a junior. Number 13 is Mike Jones, 6'7", 230, a sophomore from Columbus, Georgia. And a big horse in the middle is Jeff Moore, number 40, 6'7", and 240. He's from Birmingham, Alabama. In the backcourt for Auburn, number 12, Gerald White, playing with a pulled back muscle strain there, 6'1", 170, a senior out of Augusta. And Frank Ford, a swingman, 6'4", 220, from Kissimmee, Florida. He wears number 15. The Auburn coach is Sonny Smith, his 9th year here in the village. 139 wins against 116 losses. Their record went to 12-5 with their win yesterday, and they're now 5-4 in the Southeastern Conference. The officials for today's ball game out of the Southeastern Conference, Don Rutledge and Paul Galvin. Rutledge has 2 Final Four appearances for him, and Paul Galvin's been to the Final Four as an official 4 times. Al Hackney is representing the PCAA, that's the Pacific Coast Athletic Association. This is a noisy place, to say the least. And through the din, we cut now with Dick Vitale's keys to the ball game.
Keith, I can barely hear you right now. I'll tell you something, this place is rocking and rolling. But for UNLV to win today, they got to play at the up tempo. And they got to utilize their defensive game to force turnovers and create those turnovers into scores. They got to control the defensive boards because Auburn absolutely sweeps the glass. They're the Windex men. They can really get up on the glass and really dominate. It's important for UNLV's running game that they get possession of the ball because all transition starts with the basketball.
How is it that Mark Wade can have over 11 assists per game on the average?
Well, you know, Keith, first of all, I'll get to Wade, but for Auburn to win, they got to control Gilliam down in the boxes, and they got to play excellent perimeter defense because, as you alluded to earlier when you and I were talking off the air, they got a great three-point shooting team, Nevada, Las Vegas. They got the area code jump shooters, so you have to play them tough on the perimeter.
And I guess that's why, because a lot of teams aren't able to play that perimeter defense, and that's where Wade gets does most of his damage, isn't it?
Yes, he's an outstanding penetrator, a kid that doesn't shoot the ball, but he gets it to the open people.
Inside it goes to Morris. He's got 2, and he is fouled, and Auburn is on the board.
He's an exciting player. He showed there that he has post-up ability, but he's also a player that can really run the court. He's an explosive leaper, and he's an up-and-down, moody kid, Keith. If he gets a great start, you could see him dominate.
You wonder, though, after the work that they put in yesterday, and Sonny Smith was not able to substitute liberally, how much adrenaline there can be. But then they're all big and strong and young, aren't they? Nevada, Las Vegas comes away with the basketball as he missed a free throw try, and this is Wade bringing it down. Take it inside to Gilliam.
He's made himself into a first rounder. He's a kid with limited high school experience. Came out of Pennsylvania. He was a wrestler and a football player, and I know you love those big, strong, power football players.
Well, a lot of people tried to get him to come play football, but he wanted to play basketball.
Well, he's got some
inside, the ball slapped away and picked up, and on the move is Freddie Banks. Feeds in the corner, and wide open. Patio won't go on the three-point try. Rebound is inside from Jarvis Hasnight.
That's one of their weak areas, the paint. They really have to get strong play there, and they're counting on Hasnight to give them some inside play.
Jones shot, no good for Auburn. Rebound put up by Morris twice, and both times he misses. And finally, Las Vegas comes out with it as Gilliam pulls it down. Patio. Here comes Auburn. Up with it. And a foul whistle, Frank Ford.
That's not the kind of tempo that Sonny Smith would like right now. In fact, as we look at the country singer, I said, "You're country, baby, but you're not a singer." He sang last night on an Auburn reception after their win over Florida. That kind of tempo favors the running Rebels. No one runs the court and plays at an up-tempo better than Jerry Tarkanian's UNLV team.
Patio got the foul. Bass Knight got one earlier. The Rebels have 2 team fouls. Ford's on the line for Auburn. And he's short off the front rim.
There's a look at Father Flanagan. He's a nervous wreck. He had dinner with us last night. He was really entertaining as I was trying to referee a matchup between a time game between Sonny Smith and Jerry Tarkanian.
Auburn is now 0 for 3 at the charity line, and the Rebels are on the run. Wade sets it up in front. Freddie Banks is number 13. Armand Gilliam, number 35. Patio.
Man-to-man defense, Keith. They play man-to-man because of the respect of their three-point shooters.
Great pass. Soft shot put up by Bass Knight. Drops through, and Nevada, Las Vegas leads it 6-2. Inside, Morris.
That's where they're tough. Down in the boxes inside. Morris, Moore, and we'll see Michael Jones also. Power game inside by Auburn.
Drive to baseline. Shot missed by Banks. Rebounding inside. And it's off. Nope. Jump ball. Possession will go to Las Vegas.
Vegas doesn't need the 45-second clock. I'll tell you one thing. They get it up there quickly as you look at Sonny Smith. I mean, there's some banging inside. Now here comes the ball knocked in by Michael Jones. It goes over to Vegas.
They were both out of bounds. Yeah, that's why the jump ball.
Jump ball alternate possession.
Possession goes to UNLV, and out of the corner it's Patio. It's off the back iron, and the rebound taken out of there by Jones. Mike Jones, only a sophomore. This is Morris going to the basket. He has scored all of Auburn's points so far.
Chris Morris has really come to play today. I talked about him. He's an Evel Knievel in shorts. He's absolutely got great talent. He can be as good as he wants. Nice pass by Gerald White. Throws the diagonal pass right over the top of the defense. Look at the little head fake. Great head fake to free himself and gets banged as he takes it up strong.
Auburn has been to the charity line, and they're 0 for 3.
Key player right now on the floor, I have to believe, is Gerald White. As you talked about, he has the bad back. They can't make a free throw. 0 for 4.
They're 0 for 4.
I went out there and I amazed you. I drilled 8 in a row on a free throw. Did I do it, Keith?
Yeah, you did.
All right. I could shoot the free throw. I couldn't make the three-pointer though.
They will finally break the ice. 1 for 6 from the free throw line. Auburn goes into a press.
They go to a zone trap just to show Vegas that they're going to pressure also. That's a good coaching move.
And they paid for it right there. As the ball came to Banks, went inside to Gilliam, and UNLV leads 8-5, and Gilliam has 4.
I'm really impressed with Gilliam's absolute instincts on the floor versus last year when I had him up in Alaska. What an improved player. Watch Wade play defense.
Inside. Moore got it.
That's power basketball at its best. High-low entry. This big Clydesdale. He's an all Kojak with that hairstyle.
Banks out of the corner. Rebound, Gilliam. Bass Knight made the play, and Gilliam scored it.
Gilliam's got a nice touch. He was a tight end in high school and a wrestler. Didn't play much basketball until his senior year, and then went to junior college and said, the heck with the football pads. I love hoops.
Moore. Another big man with a soft touch.
They really turn out forwards here. Think about Chuck Person, the round mound of rebound, Mr. Charlie Barkley, and 3 NBA first-rounders. Guaranteed, Morris, Moore, and Michael Jones will be NBA first-rounders when their college days are over.
Out of the corner. Wade holding it out in front. He'll take it into the big man. Gilliam, he's fouled. And they're going to call Moore, Jeff Moore.
He's another member as we look at Morris right there, an old Kojak player. There's Gilliam now. They're posting up inside. They're playing behind him. First of all, we got a foul earlier right there on Moore, as you called it. Definitely.
They nailed Morris with it.
Yeah, I thought they had more. Yeah.
10-9 ball game. UNLV leading by a point.
You talked about the officials. The officials, we have 2 SEC officials, and then we have a traffic cop from the PCAA watching out here. I think that's a no-no. I think any intersectional game should have 3 neutral officials. 3 guys from the Big Ten here today, or 3 guys from the Big East.
Gilliam misses off the front iron. So free throws have been tough for both teams.
You talk about some of the improved players in America, Keith. Coming out of high school, this kid had no basketball future, basically. Armin Gilliam and David Robinson, I would give the nod as number one. Coming out of high school, limited experience, have become now stars in college.
Gilliam has scored 7 points in the ball game at 16-15. Morris is all by himself, and he was so alone, I think he was startled, and he almost missed that.
Well, that was really developed by a great entry, a 45-degree angle pass.
Three-pointer Banks.
Freddie Banks doesn't waste any time with the area code. Shea, good steal by Banks. He can jump too. He can fly. They love it down in Vegas on the strip. They're jumping with joy.
And all of a sudden, UNLV bounces out to a 5-point lead, 16-11. This was the question, if Auburn could handle the pressure of Wade and Banks out in front.
Gerald White's the key. They're going to try to put a lot of pressure on him.
Right forward, Missy.
Look at Morris jump. What great legs. He came to play today. There's some games when he's absolutely MIA, missing in action.
Inside Moore.
Great touch. He's got tremendous hands. He came out of Birmingham, Alabama, where Gene Bartow thought he had him at UAB. But he said, nope, I'm going to Auburn.
Auburn's got 13 points. Morris has scored 7. Moore has scored 6. Gilliam was left alone by Moore and missed it. And a foul on Bassnight.
Look at Tarkanian, says, who, me, worry? Some of his fans sitting behind with his shirt, walk like Tarkanian's becoming a big fad down on the strip. In fact, he's becoming so big, it's move over Sinatra and Joan Rivers and Rickles. The new superstar there is Father Flanagan, Jerry Tarkanian.
In foul. Bassnight has 2. Nevada, Las Vegas as a team has 4. Auburn 1. The Rebels lead 16-13. 15:02 to go in the first half of play. UNLV 16, Auburn 13. And Gilliam, the leading scorer in the ball game, with 7 for the Rebels and 4 rebounds. Morris has 7 for Auburn, and Moore has 6. And the only player that's totaling up some fouls in a hurry is Bassnight. He's got 2, but UNLV has 4 team fouls.
Jerry Tarkanian, you mentioned Bassnight with the 2 fouls. I really believe that's the one area of the floor they have to get more consistency out of if they expect to go to Bourbon Street. I don't believe you can win a national championship without efficiency in the middle, and that's why I don't think Vegas will be a national championship team.
Ford comes back to help White as the Rebels try to trap him in backcourt, and they'll stay after them all day long. You'll see Lynn in a little while probably for Auburn.
See, there's the trap. They throw the diagonal pass.
And a foul on Gilliam, is it?
I hope we get a chance to see Chris Morris explode for a slam dunk here, Keith. I had them last year. I'm going to tell you something. Chris Morris can slam dunk with the best of them. He is Mr. Excitement when he's up in the air, and he explodes to the basket.
Bassnight and Gilliam both now with 2 personal fouls. And the Rebels moving with it as Banks takes it home. And a whistle and a foul. And it'll be a blocking call.
He had a good call on a block. Banks shows that he has diversity to his game. Look, he goes to the left hand. He takes it out of the right. The defensive player, Ford, slides over. Never had his feet planted. Al Hackney with a good call, makes the call and gets the block on him.
He made the basket.
Basket by Freddie Banks.
Banks has been a clutch player. They call him Fearless Freddie. In fact, his license plate on his car has Fearless on it. Jerry Tarkanian nailed him with that as we look at Sonny Smith. Should have heard him sing yesterday at this celebration. He sang with the Osmond brothers at a country western celebration after beating Florida.
Sonny working on Don Rutledge, the official over there, a little bit. It's now a 19-13 ball game as Banks comes up with a 3-pointer and has 8 points for the running Rebels.
They go to a half-court trap. They try to double up on a ball to speed up the tempo of the game. See, they're going to come right after Ford. I'm sorry, after White. They're going to trap White. That's where you want to attack the post area.
Mike Jones drops it softly through.
He can shoot the ball for a big player. He can play facing.
Intercepted by Ford as Wade tried to give it back. Ford might as well take it all the way, and a whistle and a foul called, and if it's on Bassnight, that's 3.
They rotate centers with Bass Knight, Willard, and also Richard Robinson, who's been an all-mystique player, a kid with a lot of potential. There's the drive by Wade. He kicks it out, and there's the steal by Ford. Now, Ford's got great strength. 3 times to the NCAA. He's a winner. Look at a strong move now. He takes it right to the goal. He says, I'm taking it right at you, Bass Knight. Bass Knight blocks him, lays the body on him, goes to the line, is going to shoot 2.
Eldridge Hudson comes in, replacing Bass Knight. Banks is out of the lineup, and Gary Graham is in the backcourt position.
That's an interesting substitution. He goes to Eldridge Hudson, a kid that gave him great basketball as a freshman until he had a knee injury, but he's a forward. Jerry Tarkanian doesn't have any more confidence at all in Richard Robinson.
Auburn pathetic on the foul line so far. They're 1 out of 7, I think it is.
I mean, that's CYO shooting. There's no excuse. Major college basketball athletes. You saw a one-eyed, ball-headed old man like me go to the line and drill 8 in a row. They should be able to make this.
Gets one of them. 19 to 16, 14 minutes to go in the first half. Inside pass. Gilliam's shot, short off the front iron. And tipped around, and Morris comes down with it.
That's smart. Back it out. Go to a half-court game. Here comes the trap. He's trying to recognize the trap coming at him. See White playing under control right now. Knows he's the leader.
Playing with a straight
great back screen. There it is, what I talked about, Keith. He can play up in the sky. He's a skywalker. Hello. What a tremendous leaper. Oh, the fans should really enjoy this watching on the tube. This is excitement.
Patio, no. They've put that ball up out of that corner 6 times now, and they have yet to score from there.
I'll tell you, Keith, he told me in the locker room, he says, Coach V, I'm ready. There's the back screen. There goes Morris. Hello. Look at his PTP'er. Up and up away. Yes, sirree. Look at Mr. Morris. Star of stars so far.
Andre Davis has come in now. A change in the lineup for Auburn, and Frank Ford has gone out for a breather. Graham handles the ball out in front for UNLV. And Banks puts it up. Bingo.
That three-point play will absolutely destroy it. No one really uses it better as a team. Providence uses it, also Eastern Kentucky, but they really utilize it here in Vegas.
Ball picked up on the pass inside. Dropped off to Banks.
Oh, what a great bounce pass.
Gilliam scores it. And a foul called on Jones.
I believe they got that on Andre Davis, not Jones, Keith. I think number 20. There comes the bounce pass. Now watch this angle bounce pass. The best pass to throw in traffic for you young kids is a bounce pass. He drills the bounce pass. Too many kids like to use the air pass across the lane, and it's easily deflected. If there's a little clinic I can give to the kids out there, use the bounce pass in traffic. It is the best direct route for a layup. Backcourt scoring. Vegas goes to their backcourt, 11-1.
24 to 18 ball game. UNLV leading. 12:55 to go in the first half. Gilliam on the line trying to turn in the three-pointer.
You think Pat Dye can use some of these horses in football that we're looking at out here? He took you to breakfast yesterday. I bet he'd like to have Gilliam in some of these people.
He's got enough.
He's got enough? He better get more, because the guy Curry down Alabama's getting some real Clydesdales.
Inside, that's Moore, number 40. Now they'll bring it back out. Gerald White is running the offense.
And they're doing a good job eliminating the trap. Here comes the trap, so you can't pick up your dribble. That's a no-no by Davis.
Tip and controlled inside and lost by Jones, and it's UNLV's ball.
Poor job by Auburn attacking the trap. They have to post the guy to the middle of the floor. Moore was slow reacting to posting up in the open lane against the trap.
Wade back in.
Wade doesn't even think to shoot. He absolutely is nothing but a passer on the floor and does it well, as you see the great pass there. Look at the steal.
Intercepts it, gives it away, and shot is missed inside. But the Rebels have it, and this is Graham for 3. No, they can't buy one out of that corner. They put it up 8 times out of there.
Gary Graham is a defensive specialist. He's from Dunbar High in Baltimore, not an offensive player.
27-18, Rebels lead.
I like the Vegas backcourt. They really play well together, Wade and Banks.
That's Jones, good.
He's got the great baseline touch. 3 baseline beauties. When you got 3 NBA first rounders, they really underachieved. I think Auburn has underachieved thus far this year. They got a lot of talent on that front court.
Points off the turnovers in the ball game. UNLV 12, Auburn only 1. This is Gilliam. It's going to be short, but rolls softly off the front and drops through.
He's got nice touch, nice rotation. Sonny Smith's teams have had a history over the last few years of getting better and better at postseason time. They seem to really blossom at SEC time and NCAA time. Went to the Final 16 and the Final 8. But
Wade knocked that one out of the hands of White. And Auburn will retain control, and you've got a timeout with 11:08 to play in the first half. And UNLV leading by 9, 29-20.
There's only one of Auburn, and that's what Jerry Tarkanian's teams do well. The one other ingredient of a Jerry Tarkanian basketball team, Keith, they play with tremendous intensity. I believe they play as hard as any team in the United States.
UNLV brings it in now. Crosses in front with Graham putting it up, and it is no good. 3 Auburn Tigers are there, and Morris comes down with it, and Lynn now has come into the ball game for Auburn.
He played well yesterday, had 7 assists in the first half, Johnny Lynn, against the M&M boys of Florida. Oh, what a great
pass ahead to Patio, and he is fouled and did not get the basket, and the foul is on Davis.
Can't say enough for Greg Wade. You're not going to win big unless you have a point guard who can make things happen. That's why Louisville is absolutely the major disappointment in America. Look at Wade. He looks one way. He drills the bounce pass. Again, for you youngsters, notice how Wade uses the bounce pass, and there's the legit foul. He goes to the line, Patio.
9-point lead for UNLV. That is the 4th team foul on Auburn. First free throw is good.
Patio gave him a dimension they needed when they lost Anthony Jones, the long-range home run bomber. He hits the Reggie Jacksons for him. He almost went to Kentucky, came out of Seminole Junior College. He was rated as one of the top 5 with Liddell Eccles, who's now starring for New Orleans, who were beaten by Rookie of the Year coach.
Now 11-point lead for the Rebels.
Larry Finch of Memphis State yesterday.
Johnny Lynn playing the point. Andre Davis is the 3-point man for Auburn, if in fact they do have one. This is Ford working inside, gives it to Moore. Moore gets it up, muscled it up, but couldn't get the bounce, and he'll go to the line.
What got them in trouble early here and they're down 11, Keith, they haven't been able to convert free throws. You got to make the free throws, especially when you don't have a 3-point shooting team.
Foul is on Eldridge Hudson. 7 team fouls now on UNLV at 10:23 to go in the first half.
Free throw has been a disaster for Auburn, and as you talked earlier, they don't really use the 3-point play other than Andre Davis, a transfer from out of West Virginia.
2 shots for Jeff Moore.
They've all gone to those Kojak hairstyles. My all Kojak team, Mr. Moore.
Auburn's free throwing 2 out of 8. Getting themselves in trouble here.
Yeah, you got to make these free throws if you want to stay and hang with this team, but they've been an up and down team. They've been down 20 and 25 at halftime to people like LSU and Alabama, and have come back and made it a war.
Thanks. Nothing out of that corner for UNLV.
But they keep firing them. They don't waste any time.
This is Johnny Lynn, and Morris is open.
This
is Davis, and it's short off the front rim. Rebound inside, lost by Morris, picked up by Davis.
Davis has got star potential, but he doesn't play under control, and he's very up and down in his moves, and that's what keeps him from being a smart collegiate.
Hudson. Eldridge Hudson.
Oh, what a story he was going to be when he came out of high school. He was as good as any freshman when he came out. Starred for Jerry Tarkanian, and then had that severe knee injury where they rebuilt his entire knee.
Wade checking Lynn. Inside Moore, and a whistle. And a foul on Moore. Swung the elbow. Leveraged the defender out of the way, and got called for.
Sonny Smith's had some great post players. There's Moore. He uses the left hand to push off Richard Robinson. Excellent call by Don Rutledge. Don Rutledge worked the finals last year in that game with Louisville winning the national championship, and Sonny Smith didn't like the call, and he also worked the year before the finals when Georgetown played Villanova And one of the great coaching jobs of all time by Rolly Massimino.
Well, Richard Robinson, 0-0 in the lineup for Nevada, Las Vegas. 6'10", 205 junior from Granada Hills out of the San Fernando Valley, California. Out of the corner, that one is Banks. And now UNLV's got 17 points off Auburn turnovers.
Banks doesn't, as we said, waste any time with that three-point attempt.
Right inside for it. Morris struggling to keep it, and he is fouled.
Auburn does a good job executing the half-court game with good high-low entry, and they do a tremendous job getting the ball down in the boxes. They get fouled, but they've been coming up empty on the free throw line.
Two fouls on Eldridge Hudson, even 9 minutes to play in the first half, and UNLV leading by 13, 36-23.
Take a look at the free throw line, 3 for 9. You're not going to win many games in the CYO. Never mind beat a team of the stature of UNLV.
Won't fall through for him.
You're on your home court, too. I don't know. We could use an excuse now and say fatigue. Had a tough game yesterday with Florida. But these young kids, I'll tell you something, Keith, they play 20 hours a day on a pavement outside all their lives. And in a game like this, the adrenaline flowing, they got to be ready to make those.
3 of 11. That pass deflected by Davis, picked off by Ford. White brings it up for Auburn. Inside Morris. Davis got it.
He's got talent. He's got talent. The only guy that's keeping Andre Davis as an all-Pine member playing on a bench a lot, not getting a lot of playing time, is himself.
That's Banks. Three-pointer misses. Picked up, then intercepted by Hudson. And a whistle and a foul, and it's more, I think. If it is more, it's a problem for Auburn.
We see the steal. There goes Moore reaching in. That's a no-no. He knows he's in trouble. He knows he's important to the club. Not a heady play right there by Jeff Moore. Now he's got to go sit on the sideline.
They've got to have him inside.
They have to have him on the interior. We see Sonny Smith. He's so funny. I'll tell you, you talk about one-liners. He can match anybody. He belongs on the Grand Ole Opry with Minnie Pearl. What a dynamite combination.
Slapped out of bounds. The Auburn alignment now is Ford and White in the backcourt. Davis, Mike Jones, and Chris Morris up front. UNLV has Patio, Wade, Banks, Robinson, Gilliam.
Richard Robinson with the ball could be their answer of a post player. He's just been so inconsistent.
Three-pointer won't go for Patio. Rebound Morris.
Jerry Tarkanian's really given him a lot of time trying to get him to play in that middle.
Rebels take it away again. Long lead to Patio. Missed it. Robinson over the back on the rebound and a foul on him.
Foul on Richard Robinson. You look at a guy that can block shots. There's an open spot on the floor for him. But like Jerry Tarkanian gave him a lot of time last year.
Hudson back and Robinson out for UNLV at 7 minutes and 59 seconds to play in the first half. Score an 11-point difference right now. 36-25 for UNLV.
It's important for Auburn not to allow a spurt by Jerry Tarkanian's team to blow this game wide open at halftime. They got to make a real run right now and tighten up on a defensive end if they want to be able to stay within respectability going into that locker room.
Auburn scored 28 points in the first half in their loss to Alabama and 54 points in the second half.
Yeah, he's been really upset, Sonny Smith, as he told you and I, with their up and down play. So we're totally inconsistent. We haven't really put together two halves other than yesterday against Florida.
Well, that might be a good omen for him right there as Davis hits both of his free throws, and now you've got a timeout. As Auburn has pulled within 9 of UNLV at 36-27. We expected, I think, the pressure from UNLV causing what, 12 turnovers so far in the game?
Yeah, well, it's the turnovers, Keith, and the ability of UNLV to convert those turnovers, something that Jerry Tarkanian does well with his club. And Armin Gilliam early was really a dominant force to get them out of the gate. And the poor free throw shooting by Auburn, that's been a nightmare for Sonny Smith.
In the rebounding to this point, Auburn has the edge by 6, 18-12.
That's exactly what we anticipated. Auburn's got a very powerful front court. We look at three-point field goal shooting. They've come up with 9 points, only shooting 27%, but that's still 9 points versus 0 for Auburn.
Clock rolls now at 7:55 to play in the first half. 9-point lead, UNLV. And walking the ball up is Wade. Into the lineup, Lawrence West.
They're in a zone right now, and it's very difficult to zone Vegas because of that three-point shot.
Rebound to White.
Hey, Wade shot the ball. That's a celebration.
Davis is fouled by West.
Good call by Rutledge to wave it off.
Lawrence West, number 3, 6'7", 205 out of San Diego.
They throw the baseball pass. Watch this now. White kicks it out. Actually, it's not a baseball pass, but he leads him beautifully. Good hands right here, but he bumps him before he releases the ball, and Don Rutledge waves it off the goal.
Argument there for continuation play, huh?
Well, you know, the continuation play exists in the NBA, not in college, and therefore, in the NBA, that would have been a good deuce. See that hairstyle? The new name for that's called the fade. J.R. Reed style down in North Carolina.
Auburn now finding the net with its free throws, and they're now down by 8.
The Auburn team would drive me bananas, coach. And I told Sonny Smith yesterday when we went to that Southern Ribs cookout, I said, Mr. Smith, your players with that great potential up and down. He said, Dick, they drive me bananas. I look at all that star ability and wonder when will it perform.
Hudson and Wade working out in front. Great play by White as he slipped in behind Patio and took it away. And Hudson comes down for a block out of bounds.
Hudson says, yeah, in your face. Look at big Eldridge Hudson, the big fella. It's very emotional. Here he comes now. White thinks he's got himself an easy one. Michael Jones with the good pass. There's the kickoff, two-man basketball. Look at that defensive play. They're back in the hunt.
36-30 now as the home crowd comes up. UNLV bringing it down.
You know what's bothering Vegas right now? They're playing a triangle and 2. 3-men zone and 2-men man-to-man. They're playing the guards man-to-man and 3 men inside.
Hudson. Foul. Offensive foul.
Here comes Uncle Mo. Momentum is arrived. Andre Davis is spurring on the crowd. Good TO by Tarkanian.
Auburn comes banging back at 6:45 to go in the first half. Trails by only 6. 36-30, and that's 3 fouls on Eldridge Hudson. And here come War Eagle from the Auburn folks.
Hey, Keith, 56 years old. Look at this. Chewing towels. That's what this professional do to you. By all wackos, and I say it affectionately. Jerry Tarkanian, Carnesecca, Dale Brown, Wim Sanderson, and Bill Frieda. Look at this. The baseball. Yes, slam dunk. Slam jam bam.
Greg Ford has hit 2 in a row now, and Auburn is down by 4. Shooting about 70% because all of them have been in close. 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. Off Hudson's screen, looks to Banks in the corner, goes the other way to Wade.
They're playing a box and 1 right now, or like a diamond in 1. They're playing man-to-man on Banks, and they're playing every zone. Playing the area of the floor.
Gilliam coming outside, sending Hudson deep. Now this is Wade.
Now they go into a triangle and 2. Morris is playing man-to-man.
Gilliam got it back as Morris has whistled for the foul. The matter of fouls now. On Morris, that'll be his 2nd personal. UNLV has Bass Knight and Hudson each with 3 fouls. Gilliam has 2.
Sonny Smith right now, Keith, doing an outstanding job on the sideline defensively, trying to neutralize the pressure defenses and the offensive tempo. And I say pressure defenses because Vegas uses their pressure defense as an offensive weapon. What he's doing now, he's playing special gimmick defenses. In that series, I saw a box and 1, and I saw a triangle and 2. And for the people out there to make it very simple, what they do with a triangle and 2, 3 men play a triangle defensively, and 2 men play man-to-man on 2 specific players for Vegas.
Gilliam makes the first free throw. 37-32. Rebels leading.
Look at him chewing that towel. That's amazing, but I love it. I think we need more characters. He's a Damon Runyon character. He really is.
Gilliam with 2. Even 6 minutes to go. And again, a 6-point lead for UNLV.
Can't dribble through the trap. That's poor offensive. You got to post someone up to the middle of the floor. They're lucky to get away with that.
They've got Jones, Morris, and Moore back inside the big men for Auburn. Ball stolen away by UNLV. Morris coming out to hound Banks a little bit. Banks has got to win that three-pointer.
Got to knock the starch right out of you. You make a run, they come down, and they play bombs away. I like Freddie Banks. He plays hard. He's got good shooting range. He's quick.
He's 4 out of 9 from three-point tries. 41-32.
Vegas coming after him with a tough man-to-man.
That's White. Good move. Got clear.
Remember, he's got a bad back.
Hurt his ankle. Hurt his left leg. Went down hard. His first points of the ball game.
Here's Gerald White. He's isolated one-on-one with Freddie Banks. He says, get away from me, Freddie. You can't check me. I'm strong. I'm tough. Banks makes a mistake trying to reach over and make the steal. Poor job defensively by Vegas in that nobody rotated over to give any help. And certainly Jerry Tarkanian does a great job teaching defense. That's one of his great strengths.
White's going to have to come out of the ball game.
Johnny Lynn becomes an important player.
Yeah, but he's got Terrence Howard up to send him in.
Oh, he's going with Howard instead of Lynn. Yeah, he steps, turns the ankle, goes down to the deck. They got to get ice immediately on it.
Howard is in, number 10, 6'1", 170 out of Macon, Georgia.
He's a
7-point lead, UNLV.
He's a Dow Joneser. He's up and down. One day he's superb. A lot of these players for Auburn are up and down.
Banks wide open, hits his 5th three-pointer of the ball game.
They got to play some perimeter D on Freddie Banks. He's got the rhythm now.
10-point lead, Rebels. Moore. Rebound, Morris. Jones got it.
They got some Clydesdales inside. They really climbed the glass. Vegas doesn't block out, lay a body on them, and they got the open. Look at his three-point.
Graham.
Gary Graham, not even known for his shooting ability. He becomes contagious. Everybody else joins in the act. I don't blame Tarkanian. Take advantage of the rule.
11-point lead as Michael Jones puts it up, and he's fouled by Graham.
He's not very conservative, Jerry Tarkanian, in his play. He's certainly not a member of the GQ set in terms of dress style. But you talk about, look at that dress style right there by Jerry Tarkanian. But right now, his team plays very up-tempo. They're willing to gamble. I think one of his great assets as a coach, he gives them freedom on the offensive end. He doesn't tie their hands up, and he doesn't put the handcuffs on them. He lets them play.
Jones will go to the line to shoot 2. 4-14 to go in the first half.
You know, the winningest coach in America is not in Chapel Hill or Bloomington, Indiana. He's down in Las Vegas. Jerry Tarkanian.
Made a pair. Cuts the lead of Las Vegas to 9.
He lost 42 pounds in 3 weeks. He was getting ready to be suspended from the team, Michael Jones. Sonny Smith told me.
Rolls in for Freddie Banks. He's got 6.
They're not playing any perimeter defense.
5 three-pointers and a total of 22 points for him now. 22 points for Banks.
Oh, he's a pretty player. That's an NBA player right there, Michael Jones. It's a matter of how badly he wants to be a star player. It's going up.
Graham wide open in that corner, and they finally hit one out of the left side.
He's improved his shooting range. Last year he was a non-shooter.
The three-point total for Las Vegas, they came in here as a team shooting about 43% from the three-point range. And they are loading them up right now. Timeout call, both teams with 3 remaining. But Nevada, Las Vegas has 7 three-point plays. Sonny Smith now. We heard him at the very start of the game. He's now talking to his team on the sidelines. They are in trouble, trailing by 11.
Back to 5 now. Don't play behind Dillon on the block. Get on the back running. You've got to increase the pressure defensively. All right, now your play when you go back down to the other end. Your play on the other end is one across.
But right now, Dick, it looks to me as if the sole key to the fate of Auburn in this ball game is to come out and start playing some defense outside, as you've said all along, because those people shooting these three-pointers now have been lonesome.
Well, as he just mentioned there, I think the key to that whole conversation, we must increase our defensive pressure, especially on the perimeter players. Oh, it's an amazing statistic, Keith. Nevada, Las Vegas for the year has shot 161 for 377 attempts from three-point land. That's amazing. That's flat out taking advantage of the rule, and I say give credit to Jerry Tarkanian. You take a kid like Gary Graham, who's never been a great shooter, he's given him the freedom to shoot the ball. And too many of the coaches are not utilizing that rule to their advantage like he is.
Also sometimes has something to do with morale. The old story, of course, was that Red Auerbach always knew just exactly how many shots it took to keep a guy happy.
Yeah, exactly. He was a master at that. You talk about the all-time greatest NBA coach, Mr. Auerbach, a winner.
That's a foul on the baseline, sending Moore to the line, and the foul is against Patio. That'll be his second personal foul.
What makes it so difficult for a team like Auburn to come back, any run you make at this club, they come back down at you with the three-point play, and Auburn doesn't use the three-point play basically at all. In fact, if you look at Auburn's totals of three-pointers versus right now Vegas, they shoot 151 as a team all year, where Vegas has attempted 377.
Moore makes the free throw. 10-point lead, UNLV. 3:29 to go in the first half.
You take the three-point play and you wipe it out of basketball, we got ourselves an even game, a war right now between these two clubs. But it's here, it's part of the rules, and that's what it's about, and Vegas deserves to be on top.
Banks bringing it up. Patio.
See, they got to come out. They finally decide they're going to come out and play Banks. Watch this when Banks touches the ball.
Patio, air ball, rebound Hudson, he scores two.
Hudson's given him some solid play off the bench. They're really rotating a lot of bodies to try and get some important play in a post where I believe offensively and defensively you got to be efficient if you're going to win a national championship.
Terrence Howard picked up his dribble, almost got caught. He's out in front, playing instead of White, who hurt his ankle. This is Andre Davis missing a three-point try, and the rebound, Eldridge Hudson.
Great hands by Hudson. He snared that off.
That's Graham missing from outside, and Howard, very quick, comes back. He's in there because of, one, the injury to White, and two, his quickness trying to get some pressure outside, and a foul whistled on Frank Ford. On the rebound try, that's his second.
Frank Ford is a kid that's been to 3 NCAAs along with White in the backcourt. Sonny Smith's done a tremendous job at postseason time, but his teams seem to always have a slump right about now. They go up and down. They really fluctuate in their performances.
Into the bonus we go now with Eldridge Hudson on the line. He has 4 points so far. Time remaining 2.5 minutes. It's a 1+1. Short. Rebound, Jones. Here comes Howard. Pushes it up the court. Gives it to Moore.
That's a big-time player. That's a power forward deluxe from out of Birmingham, Alabama. That's what we call a power move to the goal. Squares his body and takes it up strong.
9-point lead, UNLV. Moore with 10 points now. Inside Gilliam. Outside Graham.
Playing a little two-man game right now. Gilliam, see, they trap on him and then they kick it out to the guard.
Won't go. Tipped up and in by Hudson, I think.
Hudson, an outstanding offensive rebounder, and he's really contributing off the bench now for Vegas.
Lead goes back to 11. Wade harassing Howard. Inside Jones.
He can shoot that J all day, Keith. Catching the ball in the lane. He's got that beautiful touch.
for three.
There's no
Made six.
hesitation. I mean, that's amazing. That's just absolutely just destroys you. Their bench loves it.
He's got 25 points.
He's putting a show on right now, an offensive show. And he plays hard on the defensive end. I like Wade, the pressure he puts on the ball.
That's Ford. And a whistle.
It's tough to get back in the game when you're running all two-man basketball plays and getting 2 points, and they're coming down and they're getting 3. They're running a little backdoor cut right now. There's the entry to the post, the little backdoor cut from the weak side. Ford with a strong body. What happened there, the defense was caught staring at the ball, and we got a foul on the big fella.
And our UNLV foul situation now. Bass Knight, Hudson, and Gilliam all have 3. Patio 2, and Armin's got to sit down.
UNLV had a great team in '77, the year that my buddy Al McGuire won the national championship, beating North Carolina. Vegas was in that Final Four in Atlanta with Reggie Theus and company. That team had more talent, but these kids really have a great chemistry and love playing with each other. And they play so well together. They're lacking that one big player from being a dominating team.
Moore having trouble controlling it, finally gets a handle, misses the shot, and the rebound to Graham. And Graham, playing in the backcourt, soared above the rim to pull it down.
Graham's been a winner all his life. Played for Bob Wade at Dunbar, who's doing a solid job at Maryland with no talent really whatsoever. What a high school team he played on, Keith. National champs when he played with Tyrone Muggsy Bogues, Reggie Williams.
Robinson inside has the ball knocked away after Wade got it to him. And now Moore is going to lose it. And it's going to be layup time, Wade.
Well, it's about time they got Wade a layup. He does all the hard work, getting the ball to people. Look at him play defense. He plays like Tommy Amica, who's the best defensive guard in America from Duke. I'd like to see Amica and this kid.
Lead is by 12, Las Vegas, and a whistle stops it. Paul Galvin saw the pushing and shoving going on under the basket away from the ball and whistled it.
I believe Paul Galvin's getting on Eldridge Hudson, and I missed that action, Keith.
Well, and he's aroused. He's having a big game.
Yeah, he's a very emotional player, too, and he knows the crowd is really on his case.
Here's a score for you. Notre Dame 60, North Carolina 58.
Well, we'll have the Fighting Irish. We'll have the Fighting Irish next week.
At
the sartorial splendor of Digger Phelps. He'll be on cloud 9.
You know what's happened here? I really didn't understand clearly what was going on, but it appears that Graham may have been ejected.
It was Graham, not Eldridge Hudson. I missed the play. I totally missed the play, Keith. I was watching the ball and missing the play away from the action.
Called a flagrant foul on him, and he's gone. So Andre Davis will shoot a free throw on the technical.
It's a 2-shot technical on a flagrant.
(60-48). UNLV has the lead. Makes the second. You know what very well could happen here if the Running Rebels win this ball game.
They could be number 1 in the country.
They could be back to number 1. Yep.
Even though I think the best team in America now, with North Carolina playing without Kenny Smith, they're certainly a different team. I'm not taking anything away from the Fighting Irish. They had to play superb basketball to beat North Carolina. The best team's in Bloomington, Indiana right now.
Davis for 3. Won't go. Rebound Ford. It won't go. And it's out of bounds. And the half's over. And so at halftime, UNLV Running Rebels lead it 60-49. ABC's college basketball returns after this commercial and a message from our local station.
Billy D. Williams talks about changing time.
Mike, sorry to...
Who's looking for love?
Yeah, I've never met anybody like you.
Tonight's the Knights. Right after MacGyver.
Tomorrow.
At McDonald's, we have just one question for the coach. Aren't you tired of the same old thing? Why not try this? McDonald's Unbeatable Double Cheeseburger, and this, our crowd-pleasing double regular size fries, and a large Coca-Cola. Come on, go for it, Coach. It's McDonald's Runnin' Rebels meal deal, only $2.99. And you get a free Runnin' Rebels bumper sticker that's your ticket to win. Oh, Coach.
Who's the #1 Toyota dealer in Nevada? It's no contest. The very best is Toyota West. And here's why. We're #1 in customer satisfaction.
Yeah, Toyota West gave us a great deal.
#1 in service.
Toyota West fixed my car on a Saturday.
And the #1 guaranteed best deal in Nevada. There's no reason to look anywhere else. The very best is Toyota West.
Come fly with Disney, Monday at 7 on 13.
An 11-point lead for the Runnin' Rebels of UNLV. Nevada, Las Vegas at halftime. Auburn's inability to make free throws and turnovers. Half making it seem as if the Rebels were really going to bury them, but they've been hanging on. Being a part of sports history is not always the most pleasant thing. There was a young man who emerged from the basketball championship game of the 1972.
18 versus 0 for 2. That's 24 points to 0. I mean, you need like 12 possessions to be able to neutralize that. Free throw lines killed Auburn also. Shooting 50% doesn't make it in big-time college basketball against a team like UNLV. Auburn doing a job on the glass, Keith. As we said, they'll dominate the boards 27 to 18. And then we look at the turnovers. Auburn has turned it over 12 times. Vegas only 5 because of the great leadership of Wade, an underrated player in the backcourt.
So far, it's been the Freddie Banks show. He has 25 points, and he's 6 out of 10 in three-point attempts. And here he shows off his defense as well.
Well, he makes a good defensive play. They pop the ball loose. Here he comes. Now look at Banks. He's going solo. And now he's trying to draw the contact and a foul. He knows Morris is behind him. And then he goes a spin move. And then he says, good night, cheer down in Vegas because I'm a better show than Wayne Newton in the casino. And there's the good entry. They don't waste any time. Freddie Banks on fire, drills another three-pointer, another area code jump shot.
He's only 6 points off his all-time high, career high at 31 points. And, of course, inside, the big man, Gilliam.
Gilliam with a good defensive player. Deflects the ball, and there's the great bounce pass. The pass I told the youngsters, utilize that bounce pass to Gilliam. You know, it's a great stat. You talk about statistics. Freddie Banks has attempted more three-point shots for the season, 171, than the entire Auburn team. Auburn's attempted as a team only 151. But I'll give you another amazing stat right now, Keith. With all the three-point shooting, with the dominance of the offensive tempo game of Vegas, they're only plus 11 right now. And you know and I know in basketball, 11 doesn't mean a great deal.
And there's another factor, too, that the foul trouble would be beginning to haunt UNLV because Bass Knight, Hudson, and Gilliam all have 3 in patio 2.
And they also had their player, Gary Graham, ejected from the game for throwing a flagrant elbow at Andre Davis. He threw an elbow. He made contact, goes to the sideline. Flagrant means you're ejected, cannot play, and it takes away a substitution from Jerry Tarkanian. First 3 minutes, Keith, of the half will dictate whether or not Auburn has a shot here to beat Nevada, Las Vegas.
And they're having to go right now without Gerald White, who not only has a strained muscle in his back, but also hurt his ankle in that first half. I would think we'll see more of Johnny Lynn at the point guard when we get ready to go into it.
And he protects them by going to the zone.
Ball's tipped out of bounds, and Auburn will retain control. 3 officials are Don Rutledge and Paul Galvin out of the SEC, Al Hackney of the PCAA.
They got to get into the seams right now. See the seam right there? He's got to drive. Dribble penetration is a must. See, that's poor play right there by Johnny Lynn. He's got to drive the ball at the zone gap. You got to drive it. There's 2 people on top. You got to split them and drive it right at them.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Outside, Morris. Back iron won't go. Rebound, Las Vegas. Freddie Banks. Bass Knight missing. Ford the rebound. He'll take it all the way and score it
Frankie Ford takes it coast to coast, but he had an open Chris Morris. Should have given the ball up and should have stopped at the foul line.
9-point lead, UNLV. Patio for 3.
That's tough to beat this club when they're on fire like that from long range. You come down and make a deuce, they go back and get 3.
Patio was relatively quiet in the first half. Cold from the outside, but opens the second half with a banger.
Keith, I'm a dummy when it comes to math. 3 for 2, I think you got the edge. That ratio definitely's got to favor Vegas.
Auburn, very little scoring from outside. Andre Davis is their designated hitman from outside the three-point aim.
They're just playing on a perimeter with the ball. They're not throwing the ball inside and getting any kind of... See, they're not driving into the seam of that zone.
Short. Ford fighting for the rebound and a foul. And it's going to be against Frank Ford.
Ford's a wide body. They got a lot of wide bodies on the Auburn team. They look like they can line up for Pat Dye and the Auburn.
Sonny always liked that. Every Sonny Smith basketball team I've seen have had wide bodies.
Well,
he likes that.
The real wide body of all time is Charlie Barkley, who's now become one of the all-time supers right now in the NBA. I mean, that guy is a man among men, a human spaceship.
Patio put it up. That'll be off the iron, no good. And the rebound along the baseline goes to Gilliam, who puts up the hook and hits it.
Gilliam has played himself right into the class of Kenny Norman, the star player of Illinois. You talk about top front court players for the NBA. Look at Gilliam inside. He's got great hands, great body control, seals off the defense with a little jump hook down in traffic. He scored in traffic. He's rated up there with Norman and also Grant from out of
They dinged Jeff Moore with that foul, so he's the second Auburn man to get 3. Ford is the other with 3. Free throws are good. 66-51, 15-point lead, UNLV.
They're going to sit in that zone. A lot of people have beaten Auburn by zoning them this year. Even though the Vegas kids were telling Jerry Tarkanian today, in the ballroom of the hotel, he was cleaning tables and he was running through his defensive alignment. And they said, let us play man-to-man.
Johnny Lynn, no. Rebound out. Bass Knight tips it to Banks. Banks inside Gilliam.
Get a timeout, baby. He needs a TO. He's got to get a timeout or they'll blow him out of here.
They're going to run him out of town if they don't sit down and talk about it and do something different, because all of a sudden UNLV has bounced out to a 68-51 lead with 17 minutes and 21 seconds to play in the ball game.
We're not a company, but
the ball game. Inside, Moore, outside, Morris. And they get one. And they desperately needed one at that point.
That was a good timeout to adjust and come out with a good shot. He set that play, Sonny Smith. Earn a timeout. I thought Morris would have the big day. You can't trade 3 for 2, Keith. No. Mathematically, you don't have to be a genius. And
Banks
I'm a dummy.
Is now 7 of 11.
It's 3 for 2. Every time you come down and get a deuce, they bombs away and get 3.
Inside, try to force it, doesn't work. That's Ford on the baseline.
Okay, they get 2, now you go back, so you're down 6-4.
71-55, UNLV.
Look at this.
Patio.
Look at this. I mean, it's amazing. Eddie Stites, come on, Rules Committee. Move that line back. Don't make a farce out of the game. It's a joke, Keith. That line is too close. It's making a disaster in a game of basketball.
I agree. I think it should be 21 feet. Well, stop dinking around with inches and all that nonsense. Go from the middle of the basket, 21 feet, and be done with it.
I like the idea of the three-point play, but moving it back 1 foot.
Put some considered risk in it. Banks on a drive, doesn't get it. Rebound is cleared out of there by Morris to Johnny Lynn. Mike Jones.
Oh, nice tip right there. That's good inside power play. You know, we hear one of the arguments, well, the fans like it. Sure, the fans like it. Why don't we give 7 points for a touchdown over 50 yards, 3 runs for a home run over 400 feet? I mean, distances for points and totals just isn't what the game is about. Move it back 1 foot and let the legitimate shooter shoot it.
Shot misses. Rebound out of there by Jones. 74-57, 17-point UNLV lead. Shot missed by Ford. And rebounded by Auburn. Moore loses it. And Banks clears it out. This is Wade.
What a good look.
Pass whistles through the hands of Last night and out of bounds.
Wade, an excellent passer, but should have used the bounce pass in that series. I thought maybe they missed a little walk-in violation there by Wade.
Auburn has 21 points out of its backcourt today. UNLV, on the other hand, 39, but it's been the Freddie Banks show from out of backcourt for UNLV so far.
He's from Nevada, Vegas, and he's been a real hometown hero. Works with a lot of the youngsters there, and he's going to graduate on time, and that's something they're really impressed with at Vegas, that their seniors this year are on time to graduate.
More muscles and gets the basket. Chance now for a three-pointer. And you sort of had your choice on the foul. I think it was Basnight.
Here's Auburn working the glass. Strong inside power players. Moore with a good offensive rebound. Takes it up strong. Number 40.
That's 4 personal fouls on Jarvis Basnight now, and he heads to the bench.
You know, you talk about Jerry Tarkanian's team. They played a tough pre-conference schedule. When you beat Oklahoma and Arizona, who was rated very high earlier in the year, they beat Western Kentucky and a good Temple team. They beat some real solid people, but from this point on, I see nothing but WWW because they're in another class versus all the teams in the PCAA.
That's Gilliam.
Throw right over the top of the defense. If they get into the #1 slot nationally in the polls, they'll stay there the rest of the year until they get in tournament time.
76-59, 17-point lead.
And that could be a nightmare when it comes to their run for Bourbon Street because they're not toughened up enough down the stretch, playing the kind of people they're going to play from here on in.
Inside, Jones couldn't handle the hard bounce pass. Turnover, Auburn goes to UNLV.
Auburn's got to do what they do best, and that's a half-court game, jamming it to the baseline. They have no perimeter game at all, and Sonny Smith's going to see a lot of zone alignments.
And they've lost Gerald White, too. He'll not be back with a twisted ankle.
11 for 21 versus 0 for 3. Does that tell you a story? 33 big points.
Rebound taken on Gilliam's miss by Moore. Lynn ahead to Ford, picked off by Gilliam. He had Patio breaking free, but didn't have control of the ball and couldn't get it to it.
I really like the Vegas team, both defensively and offensively. And with the three-point play, they got a chance to beat anybody in the nation.
Lynn inside Davis, and finally Moore.
That's solid basketball, looking for the open man. That's the way the game was designed to be played. Good movement of the ball.
13-20, 15-point lead. Gilliam is fouled by Morris. And
he wants
that
the foul.
will be his 3rd personal foul.
Look at the pain on his face. He's had a tendency to blow up against officials, and Sonny Smith told him yesterday, I was in a locker room for his pregame speech against Florida. He said, I don't want to hear you moan and groan about the officials who are going to sit down. Look at the movement of the ball. There's the dump down to Davis, and there's the good look by Davis down to Moore. Moore says, I love it, Andre. Thanks for getting me the ball. I'll take you out for dinner tonight.
Gilliam 5 out of 6 from the free throw line. Will shoot 2.
Sonny Smith looking at his cards, coming up with some one-liners. He has as many one-liners as Abe Lemons, who, by the way, is still alive and doing well. The basketball world, he's 20-0, NAIA, #1 in America with Oklahoma City.
Pair for Gilliam, 78-61, UNLV, 13-15 to go in the ball game.
Look at Wade play pressure defense. You youngsters out there, watch number 10. He said, I hate the zone. Look, he goes into a 2-3 zone, looks over at Tarkanian and says, let me play some man-to-man. Jerry's smart coach, because he's in a 2-3, knows they don't have the range. They got to look for some three-pointers.
Ford on the baseline for 2, bounces twice on the iron. Inside the battle for it. Guess who comes out with it? Freddie Banks. And they're going to call Morris. He got started on it, and he just absolutely couldn't quit, and he's picked up his 4th personal foul.
University of Nevada, Las Vegas became a good team last year when they rotated Banks, took him out of the #1 slot, and made him a #2 guard and moved Wade into the 1st slot. Freddie trying to dribble, should have gotten the ball to Wade and then taken the lane.
Well, they got to take Morris out of there. He's their highest leaper.
He's from out of Douglas High School out in Atlanta, Georgia. They got another kid, Denison, high school recruit, who's from the same high school.
All right, Patio handling the ball for UNLV. Out in front, Eldridge Hudson has returned to the lineup.
Patio's been such a plus for this team, especially with that three-point play. It becomes so valuable.
Hudson gets that one. And the Rebels have 80, leading by 19. And a foul. And a foul is called on Freddie Banks.
El Cid, I'll tell you something. Eldridge Hudson gave him solid play when Bass Knight got in foul trouble. And they're beating up on a good Auburn team on their own floor. This is a very impressive lead right now by Jerry Tarkanian's running Rebels. I wonder if word got to the bench that Notre Dame beat North Carolina. UNLV's entourage that's here with all their people, their AD. I'll guarantee you they know that Notre Dame won.
Inside, Jones won't go for him and loses the rebound to Gilliam. And quickly, Freddie Banks.
Do they know where that three-point line is? They must shoot that every day down in Vegas. Freddie Banks, a star of stars right now.
He's 8 out of 13. Timeout.
Look at him sprint over to the huddle.
He has now got 31 points. That equals his career best, which he has scored 3 times. So surely he'll have a career best before this day is done. As UNLV leads Auburn by a score of 83 to 61. The remaining schedule for UNLV, and of those teams, I would say there's probably one danger point really in there, and that would be the time they go to Stockton to play Pacific.
You know, I really look at that right now, and if I were Jerry Tarkanian, I would be concerned about having the kids physically and emotionally in terms of really prepared to play at the level of the NCAAs. They'll be the #1 seed out in the West. They've been outstanding out in the West, and the West has been very mediocre in college basketball, Keith, over the last few years. And
Terrence Howard missing that three-pointer.
I just think that you got to play at a certain rhythm when you're going into the tournament.
What do you know? Banks missed. Lead pass is out and lost out of bounds. As Michael Jones was breaking up court, did not look for the ball, and Terrence Howard could not save it, and Auburn turns it over one more time.
There's so much time left on the clock for them to make a little run, but really what makes it so difficult, they don't utilize the three-point play at all. I mean, I'm not saying marginally, they don't utilize it at all. They have no one really that can drill that shot from top of the circle.
Auburn now with 17 turnovers versus 6 for UNLV. That's a three-point try out of the corner. Doesn't go, and Jones has the rebound.
They just continue.
Here's a three-point man right here.
Shoot it, Andre. Shoot it.
And he missed it.
See what you have to worry about a game becoming a farce. With a lead like this, every possession a team comes down and starts to shoot it and gets away from basketball as we look at the three-point field goal percentage of Banks versus Auburn.
Well, Wade goes for it and gets it.
They want him to shoot the ball a little more. Wade never shoots the ball. He never shoots the basketball. He maybe takes 2 shots a game at the most. And then Jerry Tarkanian said, I wish we could get him to shoot a little bit.
In the corner, Ford, checked by Hudson. A big edge in size and height to Eldridge in that matchup. Johnny Lynn's open, so he takes it. And it's just barely off the iron. Ahead of the crowd, Banks. Missed it.
He missed a little one. He didn't use the backboard. He didn't use the backboard at all.
Mike Jones comes out of there with it. And Banks steals it. Lynn throws it away. He's out of bounds.
I'm so impressed with the effort. When you look at effort right now, and you look at Jerry Tarkanian's teams, there are certain guys in America, if you rated their teams on effort, I got to go with Nevada, Las Vegas, with Indiana, with John Thompson at Georgetown. Their kids always come to play with intensity. They play hard. They know the taskmasters are going to be on top of their case, and they really play the game with tremendous intensity. And when you're doing that and you supply that combination, intensity and talent, you got a chance to win.
Outside Ford misses. Rebound is Gilliam. And the Rebels now have blown it open. 9:40 to play in the game.
A big bird flies out to Nevada, Las Vegas. There'll be a crowd greeting them at the airport chanting, "We're #1, we're #1.
They try to trap Wade, but he spins out of it quickly, and now here's Banks outside again, and they're using up the clock.
See, they're spreading the court now in a 2-1-2 set, the best kind of offensive set to use against a half-court trap. They're just throwing a diagonal pass. Auburn's really in a tough situation right now.
Patio, 3 points.
Right now, Sonny Smith's hoping the whistle would blow and they can get in the locker room, enjoy their win that they had over Florida. Big win because it was a conference game.
Timeout, 9 minutes to play in the ball game. And it's big now for Nevada, Las Vegas. 89-61 over Auburn. To go, and it's the Freddie Banks show from Auburn today. UNLV has jumped out to the big lead. Banks in 3 points, 8 out of 14. Patio 3 out of 8. Graham 2 out of 4, and Wade 1 out of 2.
They've all played a part. It becomes contagious. Let's play a horse. Let's get around the three-point land. I like this kid. I'll tell you one thing. Wade is one of the keys who makes them go. You have to have a good leader and a good penetrator, and he does that.
50% for three-point.
14 for 28 as a team, and that's why I say utilized at that level in a game just takes away from what the three-point play is supposed to be. You know, we talk about how it's exciting at an end of a game where a team has a chance to win, but it's also detrimental in that it blows many games open that could be close games, just like we had here today. 2-3 zone. Jerry Tarkanian's going to stay in that. He normally uses 99% of the time full court man pressure.
That's Davis.
About time. Let's stand up and cheer. Hello. Auburn hits a long-range jumper. Their first of the day.
Patio answers and misses. Rebound Moore.
They just run spots. They know where they have designated spots on the floor, Vegas, and they run to them.
Moore misses. The rebound comes out of there by Patio. Auburn does not have a timeout remaining. That's how bad things have been lately for Sonny Smith.
Well, he's tried everything from a coaching standpoint. Psychologically, his kids, I guess, are a little content right now with the win yesterday over Florida. They're down, and it's pretty tough to come back when they made a run, and then Vegas came right back with 3 points.
They're going to have to get in the tournament if they do get in the NCAA. They got to go as an at-large. I can't see winning the Southeastern Conference with 4 or 5 losses. Can you?
Well, I think, you know, they got to win the tournament. They got to get hot. The winner of the tournament goes to the NCAA and gets that bid, as we like. Look at the inside play right there of Gilliam. I really like Armin.
He has 27 points now. He's 91-64.
He's made himself, what's so beautiful, he's made himself a dominant player. A lot of hard work, good work ethic. Yesterday, he was the last guy to leave the arena. They had to really come out and get him. He was staying in and working on his shot.
Back iron, rebound, Gilliam again. And he's running up impressive doubles.
He had 36 and 14 against the University of California, Irvine on Thursday night. His comeback here with a great performance.
27 and 8 here. That's Banks, and he misses. His next point he scores will be a career high for him, but he can't seem to get it. They miss on the lob, and 2 go down hard. Mike Jones is down. And who's I can't see. It's Hudson, Nevada, Las Vegas.
He's had a history of a knee problem. He's had his knee totally reconstructed.
This one has something to do, I think he might have, looking at his eye.
He gave him a real spark. He really did. When they needed help in the middle, when Bass Knight got in foul trouble early when the game was being contested, Hudson came in and gave him some solid play. They try to throw the lob up. Morris, a great leaper. There goes Morris, and there goes Hudson's going to hit the deck right now. Slips. No, it wasn't Hudson. I'm sorry. Hudson also banged. There's Hudson from Vegas also went down strong.
Yeah, he's the one that was shaken up. It looks like he got hit around the eye. 8 points, 9 rebounds for Eldred Hudson as he goes out of the ball game.
He was solid. Davis also went to the deck right there. He bounced right back up. Here goes a little full court trap. Look at the way they post up. Well-drilled team. Jerry Tarkanian, with all the nonsense you hear, the one bottom line is his clubs are well-drilled.
Last night is back in now.
You know, they may be #1 in the country, but the 1A team might be a team sitting out down in Vegas. You should see the players they got ready for next year.
Last night missed the slam dunk. He missed a tip in the Oklahoma game, the only game they lost. Ball stolen by Wade. Oh, they give it back to him. Didn't miss that one. He is stretched it about 6 inches.
J.B. Jarvis last night. You talk about a broad jump. He was flying trapeze, acrobatic style. they got sitting out. You ready for this? The two James brothers, outstanding athletes. They got a kid, Clifford Allen, going to come in at 6'11". An amazing story. I think SI documented it.
Mike Jones with that turnaround.
He's got the good touch.
Yeah, but they've got a fellow named Willard sitting over there on the bench. He isn't a gimme either. He's 6'11", 195, and here comes Auburn.
Willard's a good shooter. Doesn't have much strength.
Foul is on Andre Davis.
I'm going to run down some players they got sitting out. Here's my 1A team. I told Tarkanian last night, I said, Jerry, I'll take your kids sitting out. You take your kids that are playing, and I'll beat you head-to-head.
It is not Davis, rather, but Bass Knight with his 5th personal foul. And Jarvis leaves the ball game, having fouled out with 5 minutes and 43 seconds to play.
Doesn't mean anything now. They don't need Mr. Bass Knight with this lead. Are you ready for this? He's got a kid, Stacy Augman, a player of the year in California. The two James brothers from out of Maryland. Clifford Allen, Anthony Todd, a transfer from Lamar. And ready for Magic Johnson with a jump shot. Lloyd Daniels will enroll next week, I understand, in the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. He's leaving junior college, and he will be ready to play, they think, December 24th next year. A Christmas present. The amazing story, Keith, he's been in 5 high schools in 4 years, and that's why I've said time and time again, there should be a league subsidized by the NBA for kids that have no desire. Look at this. Now they're going to start hitting three-pointer. Where have you been?
Yeah, but it's too late.
It's too late.
But Derek Dennison, a freshman out of Atlanta.
I want to clarify that point. I said there should be a league subsidized by the NBA for kids that have no desire academically, but who really love to play basketball, like you have minor leagues in baseball and football. I mean, Lloyd Daniels, 5 high schools in 4 years, hasn't demonstrated his love for the academics.
Patio.
But he can play, Keith. What do you see? He might be the best they've ever had at Nevada, Las Vegas. 6'8" super.
That's Gilliam.
Mr. Gilliam's just piling up the points and pressing all the scouts that are here. Mel Daniels, the Pacers, Marty Blake. Hey, where's this kid been?
Freshman Dennison hits his second three-pointer. He'll get some playing time if he can knock it in from out there.
He's saying, Sonny Smith, why did you keep me on the Pines? I'm ready to play. Don't make me an all-Pine player. Give me some PT, playing time.
Elvin Harrelson is also into the ball game for Auburn.
Dennison is from Douglas High School, the same high school that produced Chris Morris. I'll tell you one thing, they can use a long-range shooter to give them some balance offensively. They're too inside-oriented.
It appears that UNLV will go to the 100 mark for the 10th time this season. Bounce pass inside Gilliam. Keeps it after it's knocked loose by Moore and throws it up.
He's putting an amazing show on the interior. Big, strong, tough. I could see why he's moved way up on the charts of the NBA scouts.
31 points for Gilliam, 31 points for Banks.
You know, down there in Vegas, look at this. He's going to play every possession. That's what makes the farce of the game, too. Every possession every behind.
97-72, 25-point lead for UNLV with 3 minutes and 40 seconds to play here in Auburn, Alabama. Sometimes when you look at the rebounds and talk about that, it doesn't have that much meaning, and I'll give you an example as you watch Gilliam here. Auburn's still leading in rebounds, Dick, 43-35, but this kind of play has boosted UNLV out nearly to 100 points.
Good post move by Gilliam, who makes my all Rodney Dangerfield. They don't get national respect. Dennis Hobson, I'm going to Columbus, Ohio tomorrow. I can't wait to see his versatility. And we look at Grant and Billy Donovan, one of the most improved players for Ricky Pitino in Providence. They're 17-3, beating Georgetown and St. John's this week. And Tony White from out of Tennessee can score.
Wade fires a bullet, intercepted by Harrelson, who had just thrown up an air ball a moment ago. Tries again, and this time hits it.
These kids want some playing time right now. Dennison and Harrelson, they're saying, hey, coach, we can play. And that's what they're trying to do to impress right here. Grant from Clemson's a heck of a player, and his brother's doing a great job for Billy Tubbs in Oklahoma, who are improving defensively. And I'll tell you, I was impressed with the way they played on the defensive end, and that's usually a no-no out in Sooner country, but they're one of the better teams in the nation now.
Watch Wade handling the ball.
He
finally has it tipped away, but Goes right to the right man.
I like Wade. I'll tell you, when he has the ball, things happen on the floor. Number 10. Every team needs a little general, a little leader. Look at the little guy. You never see his name in a box score. Doesn't score any points, but he keeps all the big people happy. Look at Gilliam posting.
There's a new career high for Freddie Banks as he hits another three-pointer.
Sonny Smith's probably wondering how come those guys are on the sideline right now. Banks and Wade. Maybe Jerry's a little afraid of 3 points ahead. They can come back on us, maybe, with the three-point play. Jerry, I told him last night, this game was history. I mean,
24-point lead.
You watch his team. I'm really impressed with his athletes and the effort and the great balance they have in the three-point play. It makes them so tough to beat.
They're at 100 points for the 10th time this season, leading 100-76, and we come to 2 minutes to play in the ball game.
The Mac Arena really packs them. They're rocking and rolling, selling out. That's the hottest ticket in Vegas now to see the Running Rebels and the Father Flanagan show.
Moving the ball, and Banks will go again.
Oh, baby. Jerry, let some subs on the floor. They're coming in now. He's got some subs ready to come.
That's 10 three-pointers.
30 points from three-point land.
Ball rolls off. Jones inside. Morris is fouled. And complaint from West that he was on my back. And Dave Burns, and I don't know how it worked out, that Dave Burns has been a statistician with me now for about 8 years. Guess where he's from? UNLV, and he has one of those shirts, too.
Walk like Tarkanian. He's a little Damon Runyon figure down there. I laid that nickname on him, Father Flanagan, a few years ago, based on the fact he gets a lot of kids that a lot of people cannot coach. And yet he has the ability to motivate them, to coach them, and to get them to play. And what they're really impressed with now, and they pound it at us every time they get a chance, is the fact that their players now are going to graduate this year, something that has not happened there in the past. They're really making an effort to see that their kids walk down the aisle. And Banks and
What do they say? All 6 seniors going to graduate?
Yeah, they say all 6. His wife Lois is very active in the academic end. Look at these kids. They're excited. It's like they know they're probably going to be #1 in the country.
All right, we've got Willard into the ball game, number 40. We've got Lawrence West in the ball game for them. You've got Scianovich in the ball game at the guard position.
Oh, he's hand checking him.
They've taken away that last shot by Banks, not a three-pointer. I thought I saw that one man
nice
go
pass.
up and
Good look.
Yeah, but it was not. It was a two-pointer, not.
I'm impressed with Dennis. In a few minutes I've watched him. I know he was a highly rated player coming out of high school from Atlanta. Look at the smile on Tarkanian's face. Look at the smile on his face.
Leon Szymanski, who's a big senior out of Orange, California, 6'7", 210, is also in the lineup, getting some playing time now. But the issue is no longer in doubt. 102-78 UNLV, and they're seemingly headed for the #1 ranking in the country.
That's Sonny Smith. He got his win yesterday against Florida, and he certainly wanted to beat Norman Sloan's kids, who have a great backcourt, the M&M boys, Bolton and Maxwell.
Kentucky, Winston, right?
Yeah, he's got Kentucky, who's really struggled. Hey, I don't want to get the people mad at me in Vegas, but I can't see them winning a national championship. You're not going to win a national championship without solid post play, and they just do not have. That's why Indiana's getting better. Dean Garrett's starting to give them great play in the middle. I've said from day one, if they get that out of Garrett, they're going to win the whole thing.
Well, that would be the one weakness you'd put your finger on in Purdue's case, too.
Well, a lot of teams really don't have. Well, McCants at least is a player capable of playing the middle. Oklahoma could score a lot of points. Carolina needs Kenny Smith. With Kenny Smith, they win the whole thing.
Scianovich doesn't go for him, and Morris, who's played a lot in this ball game, brings it down.
Oh, showtime.
Half a minute.
Strategy's been history, Keith. No use talking strategy the last 14, 15 minutes. We got to try to entertain a little bit. Academic.
A lot of the folks have gone home from the packed house here at Memorial Coliseum on the campus. That's Willard. He's 6'11".
He wants some playing time also. He said, heck with all those guys Vital that are sitting out. Talk about us. We're #1.
Bingo.
Oh, yes. Harrelson says, let me join the bombs away brigade. Oh, he missed a slam dunk.
Game's over.
Game's been over for quite a while, Mr.
Yes,
Jackson. Oh, there is Jerry getting hugged by all his entourage that travels with him. Look at him, Father Flanagan, chewing a towel, Jerry. One of my old wackos, 56 years old, chewing towels. But I'll tell you something, I always enjoy his company. We have a ball when we're together. I love
but you know
to
what
tease
this
him.
shows, Dick? He played that tough early season pre-conference play, and he seasoned them. Now they're probably right at the peak. Now, you raised, I think, the most valid question of all questions. Is their schedule sufficient from here on to keep them battle sharp?
Yeah, I think that is the problem as we look at Jerry Tarkanian signing autographs. He's the new hero in Vegas. He said, get out of the way, Sinatra and Carson and all those other giants. I'm the new giant in Nevada, Las Vegas.
Okay, your final score. UNLV 104, Auburn 85. ABC's college basketball has been brought to you by Vicks Sinex. With Sinex, you feel better in seconds, plus it keeps you breathing for hours. By Radio Shack Computer Centers, in business for business. By Bud Light.